Hello my fellow Keyblade builders and welcome back to another video. I am the Kingdom Key, and in today's video for you all is a story time video that I have talked about for a while now to do with Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. As yes, quite a few of you have asked me, have I ever played Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days? Have I ever owned it? Yes, truth is, yes, I've had it, I've owned it, I've beat it before. I just don't want to emulate it or go and send off my DS to get a capture card put in it, as that would take a lot of time as well, and it's pretty stressful to set up from what I've been told. But I also just don't feel right emulating games even if I own the game and have paid for it before in the past. I know that a lot of people are like, well, once you bought the game you pretty much own it, so there's nothing wrong with emulating. Yeah, I just don't like doing it. But yeah, I'm going to tell you about my copy of Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days actually getting stolen. This is a story time I have been teasing since we started our, I think, Kingdom Hearts Final Mix Let's Play, and I've spoken about it in our Chain of Memories Let's Play, and I think when we were streaming on Saturday as well, I mentioned it as well. So yeah, I've mentioned it a few times and I said I would get around to it, so let's dive into the story time without any further interruptions from me. So basically, like I said to you, I used to take this game with me everywhere. I took my DS with me to school, I took it out with my friends when they were still eating food. If we went to like Pizza Express or Pizza Hut or Domino's, or if we went to KFC, Burger King, McDonald's, wherever the heck we were eating, and they were eating still, I would just be there playing, doing missions and doing that stuff. And I remember one day from school, I was coming home, I was on the bus, and I was fighting the Antlion boss, fighting Agrabah, and I had finally beaten him, and my freaking battery died on my DS, so I had to redo that fight. Anyway, I had a small group of friends in my town. I had a friend who, I'm not going to say his name, so we'll call him D. We had a friend named M, and then we had another friend named M, and then we had a friend named H, and then we had a friend named S, and we had a friend named W. And then we had a friend that we'll call R, because he was a rat. Now R basically used to be friends with all of us and was in our little friend group, and we would all introduce each other to games, and R had everything from a nice computer that could run games. I wouldn't really call it a full-fledged gaming PC because that wasn't really a thing at the time. He had all the DS's from all the ones that were out of that time. He still had like the original DS, the blue version, like he had all the different colors. He had a PlayStation 2, an Xbox 360, a PS3, and he had a load of other consoles as well. And he had heap loads of games to the point where he had them filled like in plastic boxes. Like he had these like oblong shaped freaking container of plastic boxes that were just filled to the brim with games, so much so that the lid that would clip down on it didn't close it anymore. He had shelves full of games and figurines, and the kid was spoiled. Anyway, so our friend group, we were all playing all different games, and not everyone in my friend group was a fan of Kingdom Hearts or knew what it was, but they played Kingdom Hearts 2, because I used to talk about Kingdom Hearts 1 so much that they all ended up buying a copy of Kingdom Hearts 2, and then one of them, I think it was D, he went and bought a copy of 358 over 2 days for his DS, and he didn't really like it, so he returned it. He said it just didn't feel as impactful as Kingdom Hearts 2's combat, so he sold his copy, which, you know, fair enough to him, but his loss if you ask me. Anyway, so I was playing a lot of 358 over 2 days, and R was talking to me and asking me what this is, and he was like, why do they look like Final Fantasy characters? And I had to explain that Tetsuya Nomura, who designed a lot of Final Fantasy characters, especially the famous ones like Cloud Sephiroth, as you guys know. I said to him that he's basically the guy who created Kingdom Hearts, and he created Sora and all these other characters. And then he was like, so why is that sword a key shape? And I was like, well, it's a keyblade and it has magical properties. So I started taking an interest in Kingdom Hearts from stuff that I was telling him, and he would even play some of the missions for me that I was struggling with, and do some of the story missions that I couldn't really get too well at doing. And he would just like go and like money grind, because he loved money grinding on games, and I would just buy a heap load of potions so I was ready for, you know, the next few missions. Anyway, I was really getting into this game and I was loving it and I was progressing really far into the game, and it got to a certain point where I was struggling, and I'm pretty sure you all know the boss that I'm about to mention. I was struggling with the boss in Neverland, that freaking chest that just flies around, and yeah, that boss peeved me off. I can't even remember if it was actually a chest, but I think it was like a chest that used to fly around. It's been a hot minute since I've played the game or even looked at the gameplay, but I have now got a new replacement copy, just so you know. Anyway, so Austin started taking interest in all these games that we were all playing, and he started enjoying the premise of Kingdom Hearts and other games as well. One of our friends who was a really big fan of Metal Gear, he stole his copy of Metal Gear, but I'm getting into that. Trust me, I'll get into that. So, we didn't know this at the time, but we would lend our games and he would have a good habit of bringing them back on time most of the time. We would all like have little notebooks or whatever we all had at the time, and those of us that had mobile phones, we would leave a note saying like, lent so and so game on this day, want it back by blah de blah time, and then what day it was. I especially used to be particularly like this because I used to have friends who wouldn't bring my games back, and I'd be missing out on my games for about like a month. I remember I lent a friend Fable 2 for the Xbox 360 back in the day and didn't get it back until like 6 months later. So yeah, half the year my game was freaking missing. So yeah, that peeved me off. So ever since then I started writing these little notes just so you guys have a little bit of context as to why I did that. Anyway, so I was enjoying my copy of Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days for a few days, and then I said to him, actually I want it back, because he then said to me that his DS was, I don't know why he said this or how it even happened, but he said sometimes when he put the little cartridge inside the DS, it would become very stiff and it would get stuck in there. So I was like, no, like I want my copy back immediately. Anyway, he then kept saying like how fun the game was and how he wanted it and all this stuff, and I said to him, well, you can go buy yourself one. And he went, oh, I can't, my parents won't let me, blah blah blah, they don't trust me to go and buy things on my own. And I was like, why? And he went, oh, I'm not gonna get into that. I was like, alright, well, ask him to, because he was clearly rich enough. Like, this man used to get so many things a week. Like, if there was a new action figure out to do with something that he liked, like I remember he got a lot of Naruto figures, he would get that. If he wanted like freaking books, if he wanted like whatever he was into, he'd basically end up getting it. So I don't know why he refused or like says he couldn't get it at the time. Anyway, a friend of mine had lent him his copy of Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time for the PS2, and he had also lent him The Warrior Within because R was pretty quick at beating games. Anyway, R then continued to ask me if he could borrow Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days again, and I said to him no, because of the main DS that he used had that issue that he said with the cartridge. So I did not want to lend this game to him just in case it got stuck in there, and then I had to go and tell my parents what had happened, and then them have to buy me another one. And I know how they hated having to rebuy certain games for me, because either they got scratched up when I lent it to someone, or they would just go missing. And so yeah, I told R no. Anyway, a few weeks passes by, and we didn't know this at the time, but we all met up apart from R. So myself, D, W, M and M, and S all met up. And we were like, hey guys, like, have any of you seen R? And we were like, no, not really, like, you know. And none of us really thought much of it. It was just like we hadn't seen him for 2 weeks. This would happen sometimes, but he would usually send a message over Facebook, because yeah, quite a few of us had Facebook back then. So we just didn't really think anything of it. It then turned out that like we all started noticing that like we'd be talking about old games again that we really enjoyed. So our friends spoke about Prince of Persia, and I said like I was a big fan of that series as well. And then all of a sudden he said he couldn't find his copy of Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time for his PS2. Then a friend of ours was really into Metal Gear, and I think he said his copy of Metal Gear like, I can't remember if he said 3 or 4, went missing. Then a friend of ours who was into Legend of Zelda said that his copy of Twilight Princess for the Wii had gone missing. And then I started looking through all my games, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, like, my Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days is still here. Now, I hadn't played it because at this point I had actually beaten the game, and I didn't want to do all the little side missions to unlock Sora at the moment. So I was just chilling, because I just found out that you could unlock Sora, so I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to do that next week, because I was slacking on homework, and my parents were like, you gotta do homework, and I was like, meh. So, anyway, about a week later, I then wanted to play the game, and I opened up the box just to find out that the cartridge was missing. And we all then realized that a whole heap of games and devices were gone as well. And my friend said his copy of Pokemon Blue was also missing along with his copy of Prince of Persia. Then we realized that R had been talking to all of us about these games at one point or another and getting really interested when we'd go into details about it, and would often ask us if he could borrow it, but then he would give us all the same story. My parents won't let me buy these games, or they don't like blah blah blah, but yet we all knew that he got things every other week. So then we all went to go to his house because he wasn't answering his phone, he wasn't answering Facebook, and we tried to call his home phone number, his landline, and it just immediately did not ring through. There was no ring, there was nothing, it was just dead. So then we went over to his house, which was only like 15 minutes from me, and we looked through the window and it was just pitch black. All the furniture was gone from the living room. So our friend knew that, you know, R left his window, like, you know, like he had no blinds on it or anything. So he climbed up and looked through, and he was like, bro, everything's gone. I was like, huh? He goes, the computer's gone, his gaming systems are gone, his room is empty, even the bed is gone. He's like, it is a barren wasteland. And we were like, what the hell happened? We then go on to Facebook to see that R has moved up to the top of the country up north, and he took all our games with him. So we messaged him like, hey man, did you move? And he was like, oh yeah man, we moved. And I was like, so are you gonna give us our games back? And he just blocked us and left us all on red. So that is how my copy, and along with my friends, got our game stolen, and how my copy of Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days got stolen. But I did find it recently, not too long ago, about maybe 3 or 4 months ago now, and I have repurchased it and will be playing it soon. It's just I'm enjoying too much of Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and other Zelda games for my 3DS. But Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days I will be replaying for my DS, just for myself. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this story. If you did, leave a like on the video. It really shows me that you guys enjoy it, and it helps a lot. Share these videos around if you guys love Kingdom Hearts and want to help us grow our Kingdom Hearts community a lot more. And be sure to subscribe if you love everything Kingdom Hearts related, from Kingdom Hearts stories, Kingdom Hearts theories, Kingdom Hearts facts, Kingdom Hearts lore, Kingdom Hearts let's plays, and more. I hope that you all have a great day. May your heart be your guiding key. And as always, I hope that you all have a good one. Be safe, be good, stay strong, be good, look after yourselves, and do the things that you love as long as they impact yourself positively and all the other people in your lives and others around you. Do things for the better, not just for yourself, but also better improve yourself, and do the things that make you happy. I hope that you all have a good one. So until the next video, I am Kingdom Key, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace.